Hello everyone, welcome back to Creative Ends International. So today I'm focusing on making of auto gele base. I usually make my auto gele base in this pattern. I use the Velcro tape, or we call it the hook and loop. So that's what I normally use before. But now, because of improvement and some kind of complaints that we get from our clients, we chose to do it in a more different way, different and better anyway. And I felt like I should bring it to you, the lovers of Creative Ends International. So let's dive into the business of the day. So we are going to be using Ashoke. We can use any other fabric for this project like Ankara. We can use Segu Gele, and you can do it the same way I'm doing now. So for us to proceed, because I'll be making the V front gele, I will need to take a measurement of um, 17 inches into four places. So I'm going to cut out 17 into four places, and then I'll separate it. So I'm starting with all the measurement that we are going to be needing, right from what we need to create the pleat, to the cover, and to the belt, because we are going to be using belt instead of hook and loop. So for the cover, we are going to be using 22 inches into two places. So we just cut 22 inches, we separate it, and that is for the cover. All right, 22 inches. By the time you finish folding the edges, it's going to reduce to about 20 inches. So if you don't like it that way, you can go for 24 inches. And then we are going to cut out the belt, and we'll be needing 12 inches into two places for the belt. So let's sew. So it's time for us to sew. To start our sewing, we are going to start by joining all that we need to join. We start by joining the cover, which is 22 inches into two places. We join it, and then we go ahead to form the pleat for the V front. We are going to be joining two of the 17 inches to form one, another two of the 17 inches to form the second one. In that particular step, I would need to explain some things to you so that you'll be able to follow and get it right. Okay, so I actually stopped using hook and loop because I find out that most times the hook and loop do fail. The hook and loop do fail. It will not be able to hold firm to the head of your client, and even if it does, after some time it will begin to give way and not holding firm. So after like 5 usage and all of that, it will begin to give way. But if you use this method now, it's very durable and it's very efficient at any time. So now we are done joining. We'll go ahead. This is for the base, for the pleat. All right, so I folded one part and I did not fold the other part, and I have a reason for doing that. But first of all, let's start with how to create the base. We start by taking inward like 1 inches inward, and then we top stitch. That is the beginning of creating the base. I said I folded one part and I did not fold the other part. I would be explaining to you why I have to uh All right, so now that we are done preparing the base, the next thing is going to be on how we cross. Remember I said we did not fold, we didn't top stitch the ending, but we top stitch the beginning. So we have the two parts that I'm crossing inward, they are the part that are closed, they are top stitched, so there will be no room for them to start opening or pulling off thread. So those parts were sewn, all right, but these other parts that are extra to the left and right, they are not sewn. So what we are going to do is that we take the midpoint and fold. When we fold from that midpoint, that symbolizes the center of the V, that is the main part where the V is. So we take measurement from that place, 9 inches from that place, and then we cut off the remaining one. So assuming we did not leave this part unsewn, we would not have been able to cut it off, and it would have been excess inward, which will be too long and sometimes might just look disturbing. So this is another method of making base. I know I have a method on my channel before. So for us to put this handle, we just go ahead, which is the belt, and then we fold the belt inward and use it to cross the handle. So we sew it. All right, so what I'm doing for this part now, I will also do it for the second part. Okay, we'll repeat it for the second part. And of course you have to take note that you must fold it to be as tiny as possible. Don't just make it big and looking unprofessional. All right, so like I said, I prefer this method to using the hook and loop or the velcro tape. I prefer using this method instead because it's very durable. So this is how we form the belt. You can see that I'm actually creating my belt before I cover, but that doesn't mean it's a law that you must create your belt before you cover. You can actually cover. After you are done covering, you can go ahead and fix your belt. It's just that while you are covering, you have to leave at least 1 inch space where you will be able to fix in the belt.